I'm Caleb.
I'm Haley.
And I'm having coffee with my ex. You should have said. And I'm Allison.
Well, you want to do it again?
I'm Caleb.
I'm Allison. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Allison.
And
I'm over
well, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with My Ex.
We have Allison here again because she's still here and you guys love hearing from her. So why not have her join in on the convo?
Yeah, we were sitting up and she was just sitting on the couch minding her own business. And Haley said, "Are you in or are you out?"
And I got dressed very quickly. I like it.
I love that.
So we are a little shook up today because last night I was thrown out of bed by a demon.
First of all, you are just the dramatics of it all with you.
I'm telling you what. Okay, so last night there was an earthquake. And
there were like
three.
There were like 50, let's be real.
Well, yeah, but there were three big ones.
Yeah.
I was dreaming, and in my dream, it was like the earthquake transition in Final Cut. It was like someone like took the film out of the camera, and my dream just went whoosh.
Yeah.
Black screen. I woke up and it felt like someone was throwing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember I grabbed my baby, I grabbed Juice, and I sat up, put my hand on Cameron, and
How did you do all of that fast? I really don't believe you.
It was one swooping motion. I woke up and I was like, whoosh. Sat up like a dog.
I think it took me a second to realize like what was happening. By the time I realized it, all I could feel was fear. I was frozen in fear, and then it was over.
Well, I have never experienced an earthquake
That
before.
was your first? Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Like, literally, I have not. Anytime I've been out here, I've missed it.
There was one that happened in Indiana. Whenever. Mm-hmm. I've been through an earthquake in Indiana before.
I don't remember that.
Can you tell us, what was your first-hand experience like?
I was also dreaming, I think, and it took me a second to realize if it was a dream or if it was real. And then my heart rate, I'm sad I wasn't wearing my watch because my heart was beating out of my chest and I didn't know what to do because, side note, if you don't live here, no one tells you how to handle the situation.
I don't know how to handle the situation.
In Indiana, we have tornado drills, we have fire drills in school. You learn what you're supposed to do, but there's not an earthquake drill because we don't really have earthquakes.
Yeah.
No one knows.
And all I know is from Hollywood movies, and I was told to stand in the doorway, and that's what I did. And there's a video of their Nest camera of what it captured everything, and you just see me open the door and stand in the doorway. And then Caleb comes out to check on me, and I'm just standing there so diligently. I knew what I was supposed to do.
I ran out and she was standing there. I swear to God, you had a smile on your face. Look at me, I did it, teacher.
I was laughing because it was just you busted out, and it was kind of coming down at that point.
Yeah.
And I was nervously laughing at him coming to check on me, and I was I did what I was supposed to do, and you were that's not what you're supposed to do.
Allison, that's a myth. She said, you're supposed to stand in the doorway. I said, for what? What's that going to do? I said, get in bed.
I still think it's a good idea because I feel structurally that's better.
I heard that you were supposed to stay on your bed.
I've never heard that in my entire life.
I read that
I stayed
online
on my
after,
bed, but only because what else was I supposed to do?
I was awake then for a while, and I looked online, and it does say that if you're in bed, stay in bed, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
I was convinced. I was like, this is the big one. This is
Every
it.
single time there's an earthquake, I always think it's going to be the one that ends the world. So I am literally mentally and emotionally preparing for that every time the ground moves. Because why wouldn't you? Because the ground is moving.
It's so bizarre to feel it. The first time I felt an earthquake, I was on the toilet, and it felt like the toilet turned into rubber, and the floor turned into rubber. I could feel that everything was going woo, squiggly lines.
Yeah, I remember that day. I was driving and I was like.
Especially living high up in an apartment.
Oh yeah.
You are swaying.
Well, everything's built to do that too.
Yeah.
Extra.
Everything's very adaptable and malleable.
I was nauseous for hours.
Oh, same. I was super sick.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I felt really bad.
I didn't get that at all. I just was prepared to die. And then every time I was about to go to sleep again,
it happened
the aftershocks happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there's always an aftershock, no matter what. Whenever there's an earthquake, you have
Well, usually it's not that the earthquake happened, and literally 10 minutes later, the aftershock happened. And then, like, another, like, hour and a half later, another earthquake happened.
I just feel like we were in constant motion for like
a
4
solid
hours.
3 hours.
It felt like being on a cruise ship.
It was bad.
You did come check on me, and that was very nice.
Well, I did, because I heard your door open. I was like, she doesn't know what's happening. She probably thinks Jesus is coming. Like, I just want to...
There's a lot of glass in this apartment, too, and
Yeah.
I was, like,
the
worried that I was
part.
going to need to, like, save something.
It was weird how violent it felt, but then watching the footage from, like, the Nest Cam, nothing was really moving.
Your TV was... Ooh.
No,
It did
was
shake a little bit.
No, it was pretty, like, a little crazy.
I saw some videos on Twitter where things were, like, bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
Crazy. But we all know that the big one is coming, and they keep telling us in the next 50 years, in the next 20 years, and it's...
Yeah, that's why I assume every single time the ground starts shaking, this is it. And I have nothing, like, I'm just a sitting duck. Like, I'm sitting here waiting for it to happen to me.
There's no warning.
Do you have a emergency kit?
No. And every time I'm like,
Need one.
I'm not prepared.
No, I told Allison today I have a 1 gallon of water.
One. So you're good for one day.
Right.
Because they said it's guaranteed basically to kill like thousands of people and to...
I don't want to be here.
I mean, I don't either. But it's
No.
like we're all living here knowing that's happening.
Right, and then
weird.
once again, I was talking to Allison. It's like, we need to talk about this more. This needs to be more talked
Why
about.
is it such a normal thing?
Everyone's
It's just like, we're gonna die one
We're
day.
just gonna die. Like,
Like, what?
no one cares. Like,
I mean, I get it because we're from Indiana, and I feel like tornadoes we're not that scared of. And
no,
people that
I'm
aren't-
scared of tornadoes. I'm scared.
I mean, it is scary, but I'm not. My heart rate is not what it is.
I do not agree.
You have no idea.
But you
It's
have-
different than an earthquake. I understand you have like,
You
but
have-
also like the build up anticipation for the tornado is also like very scary.
But at least
Yeah.
there's like a warning. Even if it's
Yeah.
like 1 minute, you'll get
Right,
an
right,
alert
right.
that's like, you need to go to an interior room, get in your bathtub, whatever. You have like 1 or 2 minutes to get there. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, but that sound is horrendous.
It sounds like there's like a thunder crack going through the ground. Like a whip, like...
Tornado?
Oh,
I
no,
thought it
I
was
was an
tornado.
earthquake. The only sound I associate with earthquakes are...
Oh, tornado drills?
Yeah.
Or tornado sirens?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally the howling of the wind in a tornado is...
Yeah. Oh, but when it gets like
Mortifying.
really calm right before.
Oh
In the eye of
my
her.
God.
Eerie. And then everyone's outside with their like video cameras, like,
No,
oh, they're
they're
catch a tornado.
psychotic. I remember like there was one time, the only time I've actually ever seen a tornado was like right before I moved out here.
Really?
And yeah, like a year before I moved out here, like 6 months or something like that. And I was at Sarah's house, and because you know there's like a big open field behind her house, and we all like I brought my cats over, and I was like, no, I need to like we need to get going, and like they're all like outside like watching it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go.
That's what you do in Indiana. You always go to your friend's house who has like the best basement or
Yeah,
something.
absolutely.
I was driving one time because there was one in Kokomo, like in the last couple, like 5 years or whatever. Remember that? And it like destroyed a Starbucks. It was devastating.
That was the time that
I was driving home from work because I was still commuting back and forth at that time, and I was literally heading straight to it, and everyone had pulled off on the side of the road, and I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. And it looked like the apocalypse because like the cars were just stopped on the highway, and I saw
the sky is black.
Yeah.
yeah, and I saw the funnel like cloud form, and I was like, "Woo!" And I just like turned to the opposite direction and just drove like 90 miles an hour as fast as I could in the opposite direction.
Away.
Tornadoes will pick cars up and put them
Oh,
other places.
100%.
I don't know
A
why
one-way
we're
trip to
not.
Florida. You know, where
But for some reason, I am less scared than I
I'm
was
so
last
much
night.
less scared of tornadoes.
I am less scared of tornadoes because there is a warning, but I am scared of tornadoes as well.
I'm just like, I'll go in the basement. It's fine. Like earthquakes are like, no matter where you are, you have no control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
When's it gonna end? How big is it gonna be? You'll find out.
People definitely also die from tornadoes as well, though. Like,
Well, yes.
yeah,
I think earthquakes are just more scary.
We've just
Yeah.
grown up
with
more.
tornadoes.
It's the same if you've grown up here. I'm sure you're less.
It's so weird because just a couple days ago I was like, it's been a minute since I felt it.
I think about it all the time because half the time I really feel like the ground is moving. Anyway.
I think that's just...
Most of the time it is.
Yeah, it really feels like half the time the ground is moving. So, yeah.
So anyway, we survived.
Yeah.
We're here. There was something else I was going to get into and I forget. Oh yeah, we just choreographed a new dance.
It was so fun.
We did.
It was like a fun
Impromptu.
20 minutes that we just like...
As you guys know, Allison is super into K-pop, and she was like, we have to do, and Haley too, was like, we have to do the new Blackpink single. And I was like, girls, we're booked up. Every Tuesday is taken. They're like, no, this is a missed opportunity. We have to do this.
I'm so tired of missing this opportunity.
So they took it upon themselves to like choreograph it, and I just more so like oversaw. But I'm really excited. It's really fun. So
It's gonna be super cute. We have a shoot later. I feel like every time we shoot Coffee with my ex, we're like, yeah, we have this to do today, and this to do today, and this to do today.
But I do want to continue on from the last time, the last podcast we did was the tour memories, because there were other
2 podcasts
stuff.
ago.
2 podcasts ago.
Get it right.
Because people wanted to continue with that, and you haven't had a chance to really share.
And I was
any of
watching
yours.
it and I was like, I'm on top.
She always feels so left out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, I'm your biggest fan. I feel like when I'm not here, I'm literally on it so fast
She is.
to watch it. I
Do you have any, like, off the top of your head, like, fond memories? Or
I think-
bad memories?
I feel like most of the ones that we talked about the other day were bad memories.
Yeah.
One really good memory actually involves Cameron, because I don't remember where we were, but I just remember him being like very emotional over it, and was like, I don't know if he cried or what it was, but he was like, afterwards he was like, I was just so proud like to see you guys up there. Where
What was
it?
that?
I don't know. Cameron will have random moments where he just, like, the shell or the mask comes off, and
Yeah.
you see his, like, little, or his huge heart inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he puts on
But
such a front.
wherever we were, like I remember him saying after it, like telling us like how proud he was of us.
Was it Indiana?
I'm so...
You've never been to an indie show, actually.
I did the very first one. I remember
Yeah.
that we were like standing outside or whatever, or not the first one, but wherever it was, I don't know. But so that's a good memory.
I wish I could place it.
Yeah, me too. But there's been lots of times where
Yeah.
Cameron like will like tear up a little bit. I feel like even at the shoot, he teared up a little bit. Like when I first started taking like
I was
the
too
test
stressed
shots.
out.
She was getting her makeup done, and like, and you were like filming or something, and Cameron was like, "Oh my god, like it's happening."
Oh.
I really like.
Oh, I can't say any of that.
Yeah. I
Oh
was
my
gonna
god, I
say
just
something.
realized.
Why don't you just bleep out that word?
Okay.
It's exciting.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Scandal. I really loved the Scentsy with the one where you guys talked about last
Yeah,
time.
bringing the roof down literally.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen that many people in one room.
I haven't.
And I mean, we expected everyone. We didn't expect that many people to like really know who we were or to be that excited, and to be like walking in the hallways and people like screaming to get like have a picture with us, and
Yeah.
then like that like sea of people. Just like I was not prepared for everyone to be that excited. I kind of felt like it would be like, oh, it's a fun, like, let's go do this workout, but we don't really care that much about them. And everyone was like so
into
like,
it. They were so excited.
excited.
You know, I have a memory that's not tour, but it is travel. I remember the first really like month that you were back in the fitness marshal, and we had to do Pickler and Ben. And I just remember like going, because we've been doing it for a while, and we've kind of, I think we felt, I don't know if jaded is the right word, but we've just like been doing it for a
Yeah, I
minute.
was just like,
And
this is the norm. This is the norm.
Yeah, and when you were back and we just threw you in to this,
Yeah.
like, oh, hi, like, welcome back to the Fitness Marshal. We're going on national TV next week.
Yeah.
Right.
And just to see how excited you were and how ready and willing you were to just, like, go and show up, and it was all new, and you were just, your passion came through, and it was really exciting and nice to have that energy around again. Because you can always tell that you genuinely love this, want to be here, and care. And it always shows, and it radiates, and I think it makes all of us feel more excited.
Oh my gosh. Actually did get a little teary there.
Cute.
Oh, what was it? Oh, we should talk about it.
What?
The Cincinnati show.
What happened?
Was it Cincinnati or Columbus?
I don't know.
They're the same to me.
The Mask.
Wait, what?
Oh no, Allison wasn't here for this.
Oh,
but
okay.
She,
I was like, what?
Yeah, she wasn't here for this, but it's a story that needs to be told.
I'm getting really uncomfortable thinking about it. So this is the show where we're in Ohio and you are deathly sick.
I literally had food poisoning so bad. I was trying to drive to Indy, because that's where everyone was. We were going to meet in Indy and then drive together to Cincinnati. And I kept on having to pull over and like throw up. Like I couldn't even like leave my house without like throwing up. Like it was so bad. I have never been so sick in my entire life.
I do want to say, I did tell you to stay home. And you said no.
I said no, first of all.
But she also
like,
wanted to get paid.
I needed to get paid. Number two, like I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So like it just is what it is. I was like, hopefully this passes. I knew it was food poisoning. I knew that food poisoning doesn't usually last that long. I just couldn't eat for like a week.
The amount of times you get food poisoning is wild to me.
I know. I think I just really have a sensitive like body.
You do.
I think it's just bad. So yeah, that's.
Anyway, you were super sick. So we're doing this show at the venue's like inside of a mall, and so it's basically, if you could imagine, an FYE repurposed into a fitness studio. So there's like a little stage, and it's like one of those stages that has carpet, and the floor is like wooden, and there is like disco lights, but they're the kind that are. I don't want to. It was just an interesting.
Kind of like decorated as if it was like a 6th grade dance.
It didn't feel that way. But anyway, we did our best and we put on a show. The people were incredible as always.
Yeah,
and
of course.
The people who hosted us were so sweet. But there was this like halfway through the show, one of our hosts wanted to do a number. And I think after water break, he wanted to take a song and lead it. Mm-hmm. If I'm remembering this correctly. And so he got up there. No.
He had said that he has a friend who wants to do.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he said he has literally took one of our songs. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, can you guys like cut a song or something? I have this old man who loves dancing. He just really wants to perform and get out there.
And we're like mid water break. Like we're talking about this like over a water break.
Oh, this wasn't even before.
No.
And he's like, you're gonna be amazed. This old guy is just like so agile and incredible.
I'm scared.
And I was so excited. So I was like, yeah, let's give this guy the opportunity to shine. I said, okay, so how did I get on stage? How did that work out where I was doing it with him?
I'm really upset at you because you vlogged this whole thing and you literally deleted it.
That's because it's terrifying.
I think
we were like on the side of the stage, I think.
Yeah, he told us to come up or something.
Yeah, he was doing his thing and it was this odd remix where it was like going between Whitney Houston and something else. It was going really fast and then really slow. Like country, I want to dance with somebody.
I'm upset at you because we don't have the footage.
We don't have the footage, but it was just the most bizarre transition.
He had done it himself.
And this old man was up there doing this dance, and I was like, slay,
okay,
yes.
But this was, like, I'm not kidding you. Like, Bria and I were watching this backstage. We had left the stage at this point. We were watching it on, like, the little TV, like, pointed at stage. And he's literally, like, this old man, and he's, like, going crazy, whatever, to this, like, crazy song. And then all of a sudden, it's like this like, creepy, like, children in unison singing song. I feel like I heard it like over and like this happened. It went back and forth at least 20 times. Like it was like 2 times. It was like too many times.
And it was I was uncomfortable, but it was also weird because he was moving so beautifully. Like I was amazed at this guy's talent, and he was like 80 years old. Mm-hmm. And so they are like, okay, go up on stage with him and dance with him, and I was like really excited to. So I went up there and just kind of awkwardly was like following along, and the old man was doing his thing. And then all of a sudden, he turns around. I think he turned around and looked at me, this old man, and he took his neck skin, like he grabbed it.
I'm terrified.
And started peeling it off. Peeled his whole face off. Turns out it was the guy who was hosting us, who was like 30 years old. And I swear to God, I thought it was a demon. That was like in the darkest days of my anxiety too, and I was like, Jesus is coming for me. My soul is protected. Be gone. I imagine seeing someone that you know, like an old person just looking at you and taking their face off.
I mean, what a good prosthetic.
In front of a crowd.
In front of a crowd.
And the crowd had no idea.
No,
It wasn't a prank on you. It was everyone.
What's most bizarre is I think that the crowd knew. I swear to you, they knew because they didn't believe my shock and like disgust when I realized that I had been lied to.
He was like, I'm not kidding you. Like, he thought about this for months afterwards. Like, this whole thing was vlogged, and like Brie and I were begging, like, please let us see, because we thought it was so funny. We thought it was so funny, and he literally deleted it before he could ever watch it. He never watched it.
I'd never watched that.
It's kind of funny. It's a funny, bit.
I want to throw up
prank.
thinking about it. There's a small chance I have it, and I will look for it, but I will not.
Don't
watch
get
it.
her hopes up.
Just
I've been begging for this footage for like the past 3 years.
I know you have.
That was one of the best.
I was going to say, I remember a fun memory was when we were at the college in South Carolina, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, the big show we did at EKU.
ECU.
Yeah,
Eastern, I don't know, but
oh yeah.
Eastern something.
I think it's ECU.
Well, I feel like normally we're used to like a little bit older demographic at the shows. So it was cool to go to a college and have there be a lot of people come. And it was fun to do that show. We met like a good amount of students, and then we went back and did a Q&A with the
that
like
was
rec
fun.
center staff.
That was sweet. Yeah,
That was
And they
That
had
fun.
like so many good questions. They were so interested and like really like sweet and wanted to like really like learn, and it was
That's
really
not
fun.
a typical Q&A we get either.
No, like they had really
good questions,
interesting
and they were
questions.
just like, I mean, I was pretty much like their same age, but they're just kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool to like have like a younger and the Notre Dame kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There are these kids from Notre Dame that did they send you a message? They sent us a message on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I think it was
Instagram.
I think they might have sent it to all of us, but I think I just saw it first because it's like buried in.
There was these guys who sent a like PD, like an Adobe PDF.
It was the most beautifully written letter I have ever.
It was like a
really cool.
multimedia presentation.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could scroll
So
through.
cute.
You could play in videos. It was interactive.
Yeah.
And it detailed just their whole journey. And I guess to summarize, it was these two guys who were RAs and started doing the fitness marshal in the room just by themselves to chill out.
Yeah.
And then students started walking by and seeing it and being like, whoa, what's that? And these are like dudes. Like, I don't know their sexuality or whatever, but they're just like bros in a dorm.
Yeah.
And slowly, more and more people start to join in. And it's just these group of guys having the time of their life doing the fitness marshal. And then slowly it grows to the point where they're doing it like in
like study halls, like
Yeah.
whole like presentation rooms and stuff like that because they needed more space.
Yeah, and it just like grew and grew and grew so organically. And they like sent us videos of them doing dessert on just a giant projector with like 200 people in the room. And so it was just really cool to see how that happened. And they said since quarantine, they have been doing Zoom calls and like dancing online and doing it all together still to get through quarantine. So it was really, really sweet. And we set up a like surprise so that when they did the next Zoom call, we hopped on and we're like, what's up, guys? And we did dessert with them, and they lost their minds.
They lost their
it was
minds.
So cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like a little bit more like validated when younger people like are into it and think it's cool because it's like, we're hip.
Yeah, we're hip.
We're cool.
We're still with it.
It's weird because that's how I started, was just a college audience.
Right.
So when like the videos started going on YouTube and the demographic shifted
a
little bit older, it was interesting. But it's also like most people do, like in their 30s, they're like, oh, I should start figuring out how to move my body.
Yeah.
And dance fitness, I feel like, I don't know if it's cool or not cool.
I think it's also like a little bit more like low impact and just like more approachable in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think too, because we do the popular music, that it's also fun for people to be like, I have some moves I can do
Yeah.
at a party. You know, I can
True.
whip out a little 8 count.
I think song
Yeah.
choice is huge.
Yeah.
Which definitely skews. And we also kind of came up right after the rise of Zumba.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that generation was a little bit older as well. So I think the whole like connotation of dance fitness did skew a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that we make it a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
I feel like
the
the
young
point
kids.
that we're cool, we're hip.
I used to tell people like,
not
we're the cool Zumba.
Yeah.
But like, then I'm also like, eat your cake, throw it in your face, rub it on your body. So is it cooler? I don't know.
Oh my god.
There's a good healthy mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron just sent me, if an earthquake happens, protect yourself right away. If you're in a car, pull over and stop. If you're in bed, turn face down and cover your head and neck with a pillow. If you're outdoors, stay away from buildings. Do not get in a doorway. Do not go
That
outside.
makes no sense. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
understand.
Well, now we know. Turn your face down and cover your head
I
and neck
wanna
with a
talk
pillow.
to someone.
Oh, the Denver meet and greet was...
Yeah.
I feel like so many of these things are just
Fragments.
fragments in my mind.
Yeah.
Is this Denver with me or without me?
Without you.
Without you.
Okay.
This we were in.
I was really trying to think
This
of
was our
what you're talking about.
biggest show ever.
Yeah.
That we like sold on our own.
Yeah.
And it was in Denver over, I think, do you remember the numbers? I think 700 people.
Yeah, it was
came.
almost 800.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, in a Marriott ballroom, it was packed.
Which
a
makes no sense.
sea
It
of
doesn't make
people.
any sense.
It was in the height of the YouTube popularity.
Yeah.
And it was just insane.
Facebook
the Facebook tickets, yeah. And we did a show, and that's when we did meet and greets that weren't really regulated. So
There were so many.
we had 250, I remember, for that show.
More than that.
Really?
Honestly, more than that.
Oh,
It was a lot.
I can't imagine.
And it was
Smiling
after
now.
the show. That's when we did meet and greets after the show.
such a
Ooh.
dumb idea. We after the show, after we're all
Revolutionary.
exhausted, 250, 300, whatever plus
Yeah.
people are in line to meet us, all sweaty.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting there, and we love meeting fans. Like
Right.
it's so enjoyable. But when you're meeting that many people, you can't give everyone the attention
Right,
they
especially
deserve.
after doing what you just did.
Your soul is gone. Your soul has been taken from you. So
Yeah.
we're meeting all of these people, and I remember, was it during the meet and greet or after?
I was after literally every single. He waited after every single person.
But did
left.
he say anything before?
No, he just stood there. This guy. Okay, so there's this guy standing off to the side who
Looks suspicious.
he's just like standing there, literally just like he looks like he's like waiting his turn, like for meet and greet, but off to the side, like not where the line is. And I'm telling you, like this meet and greet was like an hour and a half long. Like it lasted a long time.
I can't imagine.
And he stood there the entire time. He looked like he was like in running attire, and he was just kind of like had his arms crossed the entire time. And he, after like the last person left, he like came up to us, and he apparently didn't even come to the show. Like
No, he didn't.
He didn't come to the show. He didn't have a meet and greet, but he wanted to meet us
I'm scared.
because he was like so interested in like what we were doing or whatever. And he's sitting there. I honest to God have no idea what he was talking about. Obviously, at this point, we're all like majorly exhausted, like about to pass out.
What was he? He was talking to us about some random. I heard the word
Drones.
drone.
Drones.
Was he trying to fly a drone during the show?
I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea.
All I remember in my mind was like, I got the feeling like this guy's
This
gonna plot a gun at any
guy
point in time.
was weird. This guy was like beyond weird. He didn't even know who we were, and he waited an hour and a half to meet us.
Yeah, he waited an hour and a half to meet us. That's
Yes.
what's so bizarre.
Did
Yeah.
you think you were someone else?
I have literally no idea, but they started talking about like drones and like some just like weird shit. I don't even know. Like,
And then he wanted us to come because we were like, "Hey, you have to go real quick," and he's like, "Oh, I'll wait out here or something," because he
Yeah.
wanted us to come back out and talk to him.
yeah, and he said he was gonna go get it
Yeah.
and bring it
The
back.
drone?
The drone. He's gonna go get it and bring it back. But the whole time, like I saw Caleb being like,
In my
so-
mind, I heard gun. I'm
Yeah.
going to go get the gun. Like I thought we were.
Honest to God, I think a lot of it is also just pure exhaustion. Like we were
Yeah.
just so exhausted that we were like creating scenarios in our mind. Like, what is this guy up to? Because
Yeah.
he was weird. Like,
Also, it wasn't too long after the Christina Grimmie situation.
yeah, that is
And
true.
so I was like,
That is
yeah, on
true.
alert.
yeah.
And so this guy, he literally went. He was like, "I'm gonna go get it," but in like the weirdest way. He's like, "I'm gonna go get it."
Like, we just got done doing a show for 1,000 people.
Sorry about that.
And we don't want to see her. It's just like there was no social awareness, and it was really creepy and weird.
It was super
Yeah.
creepy. We literally, as soon as he like left all the way, we
Booked it.
ran.
We booked
We literally got out of there so fast. We literally thought our lives were. I mean, that's what the funny part is, that actually nothing happened. We created it all in our mind, but at the same time, the guy was weird.
Yeah.
And that's the story. And I am still uncomfortable about it.
That was also the show where right before the event we realized that I forgot my mic. Or that, I forgot my mic.
Oh my god.
Because I would do that a lot. And then their mic wouldn't stay on my face because I was so sweaty.
He did the whole show with a handheld mic.
These people think they can tape a mic to my face, and when I tell them I'm going to sweat, they're like, it's fine, like every fitness person uses this, and I'm like, you don't understand the power of my pores. But yeah, I did the whole show with a handheld mic, and you know what? It made me go harder, because I was like, I've got to figure it out. So I did Me Too, like swinging
but like a handheld. Like a 3-pound weight, you know? Try doing Me Too with the weights in your hands.
We were also all fighting.
Oh my gosh.
We had to come to Jesus moment. We were fighting with Cameron. It
was like spicy.
It was not.
It was just like too
bad
much
energy.
I was trying to think of if we've ever like all gotten in a fight. I don't think we have yet.
No.
Like I mean you guys have, and you and Cameron have.
Right.
But I don't think we have, and I don't think I have gotten in a fight with
I think it's just you.
I don't even know how to fight with you.
Yeah, there's no like fighting with you.
I feel like that's like fighting with like a stuffed animal. Like
yeah.
I mean,
no, I don't know. I don't know.
Caleb and I fight.
The closest thing would I guess be when you got caught up in the hair and makeup situation yesterday.
Wait, what happened?
He's creating lies.
When you were like, is she doing our hair and makeup?
Oh. Were you mad at me?
My God.
No, I was just like, that's the only
Cameron
conflict.
was literally pissed.
He was.
He got pissed for like no reason for like a hot second.
Cameron.
We had a confusing conversation the night before. Like I think the way like things were phrased the night before made me think that we were doing our own.
Yes.
Even though I had read the doc.
I think that's Cameron. Anytime we ask Cameron a question, he makes a Google Doc that's very detailed. So whenever I ask him a question, when he's like next to me, and I'm like, hey, what are we doing today? He wants to smack me. Yeah. Because he's like, you should have read that this morning and known the schedule. And that's what my therapist told me. Read the schedule before you ask questions. So I'm going to take that and own that, but...
That wasn't even, like, your question.
No, but I also added it to it, because I was like, no, I don't think she's going to do your hair.
Yeah, so Allison had told me, like, literally, like, 5 minutes before we're about to leave for the shoot, that we were only getting our makeup done and not our hair. And I was like, oh, I didn't bring anything for my hair. I thought we were getting our hair done. Yeah. And so then I was like freaking out for like a second. I was like, of course. I was like, oh my God, of course it's gonna happen. Of course. Yeah. And so then we asked Caleb, and then he obviously was like, yeah, no, she's not doing your hair. And so I'm over here just like literally like using my fingers to like trying to figure out like what to do with my hair. And then Cameron walks in, and then Caleb asks Cameron like, hey, is she doing like our hair and makeup? And Cameron doesn't say a word. Not a word. And we sit there for like a whole like a minute and a half, and Cameron doesn't say anything. And so Caleb asks again, like, is she doing our hair? Cameron's like, how dare you ask me 5 minutes before we leave for the shoot if she's doing our hair?
And sometimes I feel like Cameron's Aunt Lydia. Like, I'm so scared to ask a question.
Anyways, she did do her hair.
And it was great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We are just dead today. We're dead today.
You guys, sometimes, I wonder if the listeners would be like, just do it every other week if you have nothing to say, or if they enjoy us just being, because yesterday we were like, we have nothing to say.
It's just because we put the last week's podcast out late, it just feels like I was just here talking about also nothing.
Yeah.
So
it's like, how much can you talk? Like, I hate my voice right now.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
We want to like start engaging with our audience, and also if you have like any topics that you wanted to cover, like please by all means like let us know. People are always like, I love how you always go from like serious to funny within 25 seconds, and I think it's because like mentally we're not stable. Also want to plug our Instagram at Coffee with My Ex, and we also just created memberships on our YouTube page. There's 3 different tiers, right, Caleb?
Yes, we did.
We did.
I'm so happy. The first tier is the tip jar. Think of us as a coffee shop. Throw us some change.
Literally.
Allison, tip your baristas. The second tier is the head barista tier, where you are in charge of us. We listen to you. You are our head barista, and you...
Say it again. Head barista.
Head barista. Do we get anything else?
I don't know, Kayla. You tell me.
Oh, and if you're a head barista, you get your name across the screen.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the episode, or some point in the episode. So you'll see your name that'll go by on like a ticker.
Little go by.
Little go by.
Your name little go by. And then if you are a baller, and you are an investor, and you want to franchise this business, you can become
so many business terms.
a store owner, which is the third tier. And
sounds like Monopoly.
if you are the store owner, we are your bitch. Like, you tell us what to do. You can help us pick episode topics. You'll get exclusive polls or exclusive community posts where you can kind of vote on what you want us to talk about. And we will verbally shout out your name and thank you for paying our internet bill.
You sound so desperate right now.
We're really looking for franchise. Yeah. Just really need investors, man. We really need this money.
I'm gonna be like... Oh my god.
Join today.
You're in work right now.
Kayla.
Stat change.
I gotta pee. I've got to pause. Okay, Kayla, what's your recommendation for the week?
My recommendation for the week. It's still a Handmaid's Tale. I'm so on the spot.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna recommend Pokemon Sword and Shield. Okay, I'll recommend something else. Anyone else want to go first? What I think?
All I hear is Allison's mouth noises.
I just looked at your boobs.
What? What
I
is
don't
wrong
know.
with you?
I don't
Oh my
know.
god. Allison, recommendation for the week?
I don't know if I said this last time, but in my lift to the airport to come out here, my driver was listening to Oprah's podcast. Did I say that?
I don't think so.
And it was like kind of like short form interviews with people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one of them was a woman, like a social worker, I think, that had like some girls came into her office, or she saw these girls somewhere, asked them questions, and like felt weird about the situation, and ended up like basically figuring out that they were like human trafficked, and she like helped solve the case.
Wow.
And they like got to be free and like go home. So she does like kind of shorter form podcasts, but it's like interviews with cool people or people with a story to tell, or like a lesson to learn, and I thought it was really interesting.
Wow.
Cute.
Speaking of podcasts, Michelle Obama's podcast is out now. I haven't finished it, like the episode with her and Barack yet, but the first episode is a conversation with them both. And I'm literally like not even 10 minutes in, but like at the same time, like it's Michelle Obama and like I recommend it.
I saw it was trending.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend The Good Place.
Interesting.
I don't think that we recommended that because I don't think we watched it.
No, that's not true, but okay.
Did we recommend it already?
Yeah.
Aw.
We recommended
It is
that
so good,
long
though. It's
ago.
worth
It is good. It's worth another watch.
It really is.
That's
I want
good.
something
That's
better.
good.
Okay. It's a really good show. It'll make you
So good.
and it helped me with my thoughts about the afterlife. It really tied it up. A lot of questions I had in my head. And I was like, this is a good way to make sense of things, because I won't go into it because I don't want to go into the existential drama, but I was like, imagine being in a perfect place forever. What is if you're at peak happiness,
What
always,
is there to like do?
it's just bizarre for humans to think about. So I love the way they kind of explained like the afterlife.
Yeah.
That's it.
Intentions?
I have a book that my friend Reagan bought for me
You
for my
mentioned
birthday.
Reagan in this podcast like 10 times already.
I have. I think it was last time.
Yeah.
About like women and like feeling good about yourself, and I want to start reading it. My intention is to pick it up.
Yeah.
Probably on the like flight home, but I
Cute.
wanted
I intend to do nothing. I don't know. I have no
to
intention.
not die in an earthquake.
Oh, you know what? My intention is to implement the things that I learned in therapy this week.
Good.
Which were
Some relationship dynamics with Mr. Moody. And also with my mother. And
Nice.
because my mom and I have been fighting more lately, especially about like social issues and things, or trying to find common ground. And my therapist taught me that sometimes just allowing each other to share their perspectives, but not try to change each other's mind, is the healthiest thing. Being okay with walking away from a conversation without the intention of thinking that you need to change someone's mind. Because there has to be a healthy separation with parents, because they can get under your skin more than anyone.
oof.
And I know you're listening, Mom, so I love you. And I think this applies to everybody.
Yeah. My intention is to like respond to people more, like my texts and stuff, like in a timely manner.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Because I've just kind of been like in my own world, and especially with like obviously Allison being here, we've been really busy, so it's been hard to like text people back or like be like, yeah, I'm still here. And like obviously it's okay sometimes to kind of fall back and like just like take care of yourself for a moment. And like you can't expect everyone to be on their A game all the time, like when it comes to like hanging out or like texting back and things like that. But I'm very, very bad at it. And like the minute that I start falling back, I just keep falling more and more and more back, because I just like recluse so easily. So I think just do text back.
That's so good.
That's good.
My Instagram DMs right now are sad. And they're like my close friends that I'm not responding to.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Coffee with my ex.